I've been a fan of the Joe Budden podcast for a very, very, very long time. I really became a fan of the podcast when Maul ended up joining the cast. That's when I really became a big fan. And if you guys know, they had a terrible breakup. I want to say it's already been like almost 2 years now, because they had Ice and Ish was already on the podcast like a couple months ago, and it was like their year anniversary. So it's been like 2 years since everything broke down apart and they ended up beefing and it all fell apart. As you guys know, Rory and Maul have their own podcast. Joe Budden still does his podcast with a new cast now, Ish and Ice. And then he also now added Queen's Flip and Melanie, I believe is her name. Or I might be saying it wrong. But, and if I am, I apologize. But I know for sure Queen's Flip, because I've used to watch his content previously. Still getting new, but it's not, I'm still getting adjusted to the new cast and all them people being there and too many mics and shit. But we'll get to how I feel about that. And Parks has also been there for a while. Parks actually the only original cast member, if you think about it. The only one that has lasted all this time with Joe, and also worked with music with Joe, everything. He has a secret code. He has a secret code of longevity with Joe Budden that a lot of people can't say. Rory and Maul and Joe Budden, they all keep subbing each other back and forward. So it looks like Rory told him things can get froggy. I saw this and I recommended. I was like, I gotta watch it. Shout out to Chick Smooth. This is where we got the replay from. You guys know Chick Smooth always catches everything when it comes to the Joe Budden shit, and anybody's on the channel or on live. When they're on live or on YouTube or anything talking about each other, Chick Smooth's gonna have it. It's why I always subscribe. If you're a fan of Joe Budden, I suggest you subscribe to his channel as well. You're gonna have the gossip. You're gonna have the gossip. Not only about Joe Budden, he be having mad other shit, but when it comes to the podcast, he always has the gossip there too. When Rory starts talking about Joe, I just wanted to make sure this video wasn't just a review the whole time. So what I did was I clicked in it just to skip it. I heard Rory start talking here. Paused it. I'm like, let's start this camera.
If anything, I've been objective and complimentary in a lot of places. And if you look at that clip, I even said you deserve to be on that fucking list. Oh, and by the way, I'm talking to Joe.
The list they're talking about was the top 10 podcasters. Joe Budden was number 1. I know number 10 was Mav Hoffa. That's crazy how shit works. You remember the first and the second. I think Nori was like 3rd or 4th. Yeah, I don't remember everybody else. I know either Nori was 3rd and 4th, and $1 Million Worth of Game was either 3rd or 4th. Whichever one wasn't 3rd and 4th between Drink Champs and $1 Million Worth of Game, they both had those 2 spots. I forgot who number 2 was. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Maybe number 2 might have been $1 Million Worth of Game.
I don't do this who we made concern bullshit and subs. You're fucking 45. Talk to people. Don't bleep my name anymore on the podcast. Shut the fuck up. I told you the last time.
And that's, yo, they always bleeping names on the podcast, and that should be getting me tight. Or like subjects, or they'll give little moments, and they'll be like, yo, timestamp. A lot of times we get the timestamps, though. Those are the ones they didn't take out. But imagine how many timestamps they do that we actually don't even hear. And it's nice and it's nice being a fan of just hearing Rory's voice again. Even if it is just talking about Joe Budden, I'm not going to lie. I have to make the effort of going to listen to Maul and Rory more. I just listen to so many podcasts that it's getting out of hand. But with the fall of No Jumper's cast, I might have some more opening time now to start watching some Rory and Maul.
I saw you. Leave me alone. And I have not said a fucking word. I've been nothing but kind. Anytime someone brings you up publicly, I don't say bad words. Stop talking about me. Leave me the fuck alone. It's getting obsessive. This is his 3rd press run in 2 years. And this last one, his whole press run was trying to tell people that he does not talk about us. Your press run was talking about us, saying you don't talk about us. You just went on your 3rd press run in 2 years. I have not been on one press run talking about your ass. I did my response video, and I left it the fuck alone.
You did. Joe Budden wants all the smoke. He's not sparing any feelings here. He's coming prepared. But if you're not, he's not. Joe said back to Rory.
It does hurt, though. I'm not going to lie to you. That was an all-star podcast, and I loved it. I'm not going to lie to you. I loved it when it was Rory, Maul, and I felt like a child seeing my parents go through a divorce. Like, that shit hurt. I'm like, damn, bro. I was a big fan of that podcast. And they were doing so good, all the Spotify updates and all that shit. But sometimes with a lot of success will come, yo, hold on, how much we making though? You said when the money hit though, it was gonna get broken up like this and like this and like this. Other dudes like, I never said that one day in my life. So it's just, they could be differences, and money sometimes. Money makes a lot of things more complicated. It's why I always tell people why I was so focused on starting this YouTube channel by myself. A lot of my friends wanted to start some shit all together. They did start some shit together in the beginning. They worked on it for like 2 months, a month, and stopped working on it. So things like that I was trying to avoid. But more than anything, I was like, yo, you never know if this shit really hit. And when it hit, and there's 8 chefs in there, and one dude put more work than the other, or you feel like you own more of the channel than the other dude starts, that's when everything happens. And if you really do own more, because you know me, I'm a paperwork kind of guy, so I would have had shit on paperwork. Then that's when the reality really hits, and people really start seeing that, damn, we really just employees. And shit like this happen. Try to avoid all that from the beginning. So, I already know Joe's gonna go crazy. I just heard Joe's little sarcastic, so. Pictured his face, I already know he gonna go crazy. crazy right now.
If y'all think I ain't getting my money's worth out of this, now that I'm prepared. But I'm not dissing nobody. I felt like last pod, when I was speaking about just podcasting and the landscape in general, a lot of podcasters out there were able to pull from that and get help from that. Now, Hit Dogs holla and Hitman holla.
He's basically saying Hit Dogs holla, as you guys know the old shit. That's basically, Rory, I never said your name. I never said your name. But the shoe fits, wear it.
And holla if you count. Holla, if you hear me. But if it don't apply, you kind of just let that shit fly. You just let it fly. I want to take this time to clear some things up really quickly and we'll move on. I want to define the term press run because we're largely responsible with introducing it and y'all using it wrong. A press run is when you set up a string of press for the purpose of promoting something.
Introducing a product.
You have to have something to promote. Mm-hmm. If you just pop up somewhere, that's not a press run. And Bear has been saying that for some time now. I totally disagree with that.
He called them what? Beta? Hold on, I gotta go back. I kind of missed that real quick. Hold on.
For the purpose of promoting something. You just pop up somewhere, that's not a press run. And Bear has been saying that for some time now.
You called him Bader?
I totally disagree with that. Bear.
Who's called Bear?
Bear, you are mistaken. When I show up to these platforms, these people just are thrilled to have me. I'm not there promoting something, and I certainly wouldn't be there to just promote you. Bear, you are wrong in that. And I'm not your enemy. I'm not the enemy, for once. I ain't spoke to niggas in years. Actually, you about to make me go in there.
I saw it.
You about to make me go in there. You make me mad now.
Joe just been there. Like, I was like, all right, where's he about to get to? How do you guys feel? So far, I'm not gonna lie. Joe looks like he always takes a nicer approach. Rory got straight to the point. I'm gonna say his name, Joe Budden. I'm not gonna be here with all the hee-hee-ha-sha, bleeping out names, calling dudes other names, which he's calling this nigga Bear now. Exactly what Rory was talking about. But basically, I'm not here for all the funny shit. I don't know. I'll avoid you. I be not trying to say your name, not trying to duck you when people bring you up. I keep it moving, don't even say nothing. Joe's like, you think I'm not gonna get my little share of this money? That's what he's talking about. Basically, clicks from everybody trying to click into this. You're damn wrong. Now, Joe really, Joe gave the little sarcastic disses, which I always think Joe Budden's sarcastic disses are even worse than Rory's going straight forward. But let's see how deeper he goes into this wound.
Yeah, I'm not anybody's enemy. I ain't spoke to nobody in years. I'm just offering constructive
Joe's cooler with more
criticism
than he is with Rory.
By
watching and just...
He met Rory in the industry, in like a marketing team or some shit. So that's why he never really, you get me? He always said it like, nah, nigga, I met him in the industry.
Seeing what's going on. Now, one of the last times that I saw Bear, we met up over there at Onview, and he needed a ride to his car. So he got in my car, and I was driving to the garage, and he said, hey, man, you know we got close to that 10 million, right? I mean, we didn't get that 10, but we got close. And I just nodded my head, all right, Bear. Like, why you even tell me? It's none of my business. And he said, because I feel like I want you to know. And I said, all right, well, you're lying. And he said, how you know? I said, because you're set. Not a $10 million set. And then shortly after that, we stopped speaking.
$10 million. I was mad confused, like a $10 million salary. No, I guess he's saying that they got a $10 million budget for their show. He said we didn't get the exact $10 million, but we got closer. Because I do remember when they first made their podcast, everyone was saying crazy numbers that KD signed them for this and this and that to his network. Like, I was hearing crazy shit. He's saying we got close to it. Joe saying, Cap, how do you know? Because their set looks shitty. That's what he's trying to say. The set don't look like it's no $10 million set or even close to $10 million set.
And then y'all wasn't at the set no more. And I'll admit, I wanted to know why. You see what you started? Why you blaming me? It's about
the difference on how their podcast started, the room that they were originally in, the set that they originally had, compared to where they are today. Instead of upgrading how Joe Budden has throughout the time, he's saying, bro, you went from a fire ass set that everybody's saying was this $10 million KD shit, so now you're not there no more. Why?
Go ahead. No, I ain't saying nothing wrong.
I know. You have a way of not saying anything
I'm talking
wrong,
to
though.
podcasters.
Ish in the back though, that's why I love Ish though. Low key, Ish one of my favorite characters ever. You have a way of not saying nothing at all. Like I told you, he has a way of like, nah, I'm not even talking shit. I'm just saying fact. But his not talking shit, sarcastic little demeanor, his little slaps a joke, backhanded compliments are worse than Rory just being straightforward.
Because Bear and Minimum have done nothing but put on a master class in how to lose fucking value. So I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to future podcasters to learn from your mistakes.
Master class on how to lose value. Okay, so now I see what he's talking about. Ooh.
So I wanted to know why y'all left that little studio.
Stop,
no. Yo, let me say this real quick. And you ended up in y'all house.
Shit.
So then you started recording next to a graveyard. And I took a moment to laugh because I love when God and me see eye to eye on things. But the problem with that is, I said to myself, now wait a goddamn second. All right. Oh, the nigga said, well, we not in the building no more because they didn't like how the dog was acting around here. And I said, that sounds familiar. But then I scratched my head. I said, wait a
His dog, remember Rory used to always come with that little ass dog. So I guess that's why he was saying that they kicked him out of the studio. Do you guys believe it? Do you not?
A minute, Bear.
You mean to tell me that these niggas gave you $10 million and said, hey, your dog can't come up here no more, and you stayed home with the dog?
Oh, what the I didn't know he was going there with this, guys.
Ouch, that was kind of petty. Now, in addition,
And you stayed home with the dog, basically saying you stopped going to the set because they said you can't bring the dog no more. Basically trying to say cap. Like, you think a dude's gonna pass up 10 mil because they give you that rule of, yo, your dog can't come to the office no more. Oh, my dog can't come to the office? All right, cool. I'm not going back no more either. I'm not working at that studio no more.
Over there, selves. Y'all over there, you know that Minimum don't have a comfortable couch in his house.
So you know the
He
house.
over there disrespecting your couch, yo. This nigga put his feet on, she rolling around. This nigga might as well get an ass on your couch. Why you lip shivering?
I gotta look up their new set now. Now that's crazy. I gotta look up their new set. I haven't watched it in a minute. I will lie to you if I tell you I have. I have not watched their show in a minute.
the fans are gonna start running with this nickname for them. He also addressed his comment to Rory and Mal about them holding mics on the podcast. Here's what he said.
Say a strong opinion.
Or B&H.
Entertain. That's the other thing. I'm gonna address this. It was a big deal about what I said about holding mics. Some people got offended. I wasn't trying to be funny. All I was saying was, if you're sitting somewhere holding a mic for a long time, then you clearly don't plan on being there a long time. You're looking stupid in the face. You're looking doofy. You don't know what to do with your hands. It's the bare minimum again. I thought that was helpful. You gotta get the uncomfortable feeling of going to BMH.
Now, Joe continues. He gave them advice again on their
Yeah, but Joe's advice is not advice you want when he gives it to you like that. Like, that's crazy. That's some Chef Ramsay. You stupid bozo! You can't cook for shit! But this is how you make the macaroni the right way. You're like, you couldn't just start like that, brother love. I get it. You don't need to sugarcoat shit, but goddamn, you go goddamn just straight disrespect me?
Snake the wires around. You just got the wires across the living room table. This shit is a mess. It's a mess, girl.
Call that nigga girl.
I think that's good advice. Fix the shot. Set designer, all this shit. This is to all podcasters. Get the fucking blender and rice cooker out of the
Yo, this is dude.
Yo, you stupid, yo. Again, Flip, this is your fault.
How's this my fault?
I'm just letting you know. No, it's their fault for telling me to get quiet and not to get... If you tell me shit could get froggy for me soon, y'all know me. Oh, what I'm gonna do? Ribbit. Somebody said that?
I didn't know that. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know that part.
Where did you hear
Yeah,
these things? You be hearing
I
some
heard
shit
it
that
if you
nigga
said it. I just be responding to things, so we're gonna leave this alone.
And lastly, Rory, it's pretty much Mal that talks about Joe. So whenever Joe responds to you guys, he's probably just responding back to Mal. But yes, here's what Joe Budden said about that.
So I want to tell Bear, I love you a little bit, dog, but your man Minimum,
Minimum Mall? Like, nah, that's crazy. I did not, yo. When he kept calling him Minimum, I'm thinking they really had a friend called Minimum. I'm like, damn, hold on, Minimum, who's that? Is that another nigga part of their gang? I heard about Corey and a whole bunch of other dudes. I thought Minimum was one of the shooters from Jersey. I might have skipped. Minimum is Minimum Mall. Mini Mall, like how academics be calling them. Damn, they just giving these dudes mad nicknames. That's crazy. That's who don't got no damn comfortable couches in his house. They talking about Mall.
done interview after interview. He keeps tweeting things and saying things, and unfortunately, you guys are a group. I'm gonna respond to you guys like you're a group. If you chill out, I vow to chill out as well. But if not,
I get what he's saying. Your boy's talking, I'm dissing both of y'all.
I got nothing but time.
So now everybody should be back in their respective corners. I thank everybody other because
Might want to.
What you guys think about those? How do you feel about Joe Budden going at Rory and Mal over their set cast, over the 10 million that I guess they were saying that they received being capped, him just going through what's wrong with the set, their set looks gross. Let's actually see what it looks like. I'm actually curious to see what it looks like, Rory and Mal. I haven't seen it in a minute. I do remember the back blue room and all that shit. I wonder how it looks now. They're saying that they're actually recording it in Mal's house.
Don Snow, aka Tinta, it's time to start looking at a lot of things around the situation. Like, where were the parents? What role did the parents play in this? And you're not about to tell me...
Holding mics, blender and shit. All right, cool. Now I see what Joe's talking about. Yo, Joe's a exactly coming for their neck. So he was watching this shit like they got a coffee maker on the side. Now this is crazy. This is really his crib. Like they really just came and sat down at the crib. Not only they couldn't even put the effort in to buy some mic holders or mic stands. I see where he's coming now. I see the shit he's talking. The set don't look that bad.
Into a
I would
room
lie to you if I
with a
tell you
predator?
it looks terrible.
Like, it sounds like you're grooming.
But I feel you. If you guys are saying you guys received a $10 million set, the couches look really low to the ground. It doesn't look like a comfortable position. You're hunched over. I can see what he's talking talking about. You guys let me know what you think about all this. I just hope that they both get back to being civil. Rory and Maul work on their own thing. Joe goes back to working on his thing. Everything squashes. Everybody goes forward. Unless you guys gonna do the China Mac off of a $500,000 boxing match, let's leave it alone. Rory, stop saying shit gonna get froggy. You said this before to Joe. I feel like y'all got a squabble. I feel like y'all got a squabble, and if so, y'all gotta take the China Mac and go into that celebrity boxing ring so we could all see. But like I love to say, until the next one.